It's good. Much needed rest, so it was good.
What'd you do?
Went to Arizona for a few days and then went out to Austin, see my family, hang out at the house.
Nice. How much did the week off help physically?
I mean, quite a bit, to be honest with you. So, I haven't had any major setbacks in the past few weeks and then having another week off, so looking forward to, keep getting better as the weeks go on.
Andrew Berry said he was confident that you were going to play your best 5-game stretch of the season coming off the bye. Why do you share? I assume you share the same confidence. Why?
Anytime you can kind of step back, kind of reevaluate everything, come back in with a fresh mindset and realize where we're at right now and just have that 1 week at a time mentality. And, it is what it is. So that's where our heads are at, and that's where I play my best.
Baltimore took the one game away from you guys when you played them 2 weeks ago. How do you counter it going into this game? And also, too, on top of that, do you go in with a completely different approach considering you just played them?
Not going to get into specific game plan stuff, but we just have to be better overall. They're a great team. I hit on it after the game when we played them. If we don't, capitalize on their mistakes, they're going to capitalize on ours. So got to take care of the ball, got to do all the little things right, and capitalize on field position and turnovers, and just go into it with the mindset that we need to do our job at a very high level.
I know you guys wanted better than 6-6. You expected better than 6-6. Is there a sense of relief though that it is December and you guys are still really in it?
Yeah, right now we're just looking at a one-game season at a time, so everything that we can accomplish is still in front of us, so if we handle it correctly, that'll happen that way, so just have to do so accordingly.
If you don't have Njoku and you're not going to have Harrison, how is that going to affect just the scheme and what you're able to do?
Yeah, we're going to have to adapt a little bit. Obviously going to have some guys step up and make more plays, but nothing that nobody's, incapable of doing. So we're going to ask some things of guys that haven't had a huge role yet, but just got to move on and do your job.
Bigger, you haven't, as a team, scored a lot of points going back to the beginning of October, but last year, you talked about it during the bye, you really figured out some stuff. Not as much time left this season, but do you feel like coming out of the bye, the guys you have, you can make at least a little bit of a turnaround offensively on that stretch here?
Yeah, no, we absolutely are looking to just overall be better on offense, score more points, convert on third downs, just be better overall in those critical situations and capitalize when our defense is playing like they have been.
Baker, was there any need to kind of deconstruct the offense last week, or was it as simple as what you've been saying in that it's just more about execution, or do you guys have to do a deeper dive into really what's working and what's not?
Anytime you're in a bye week, this goes for every team around the league. You do a self-scout, you kind of look at the bigger picture and of what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, tendencies and all that. So it's not necessarily deconstructing as it is just overanalyzing it and going into seeing what you're good at and trying to expand on that and fix the corrections you need to.
Is there a lot of stuff, but I know you don't want to get into specific game plan stuff, but when you went back and looked at it with Alex or Kevin or whoever you looked at it with, was there a lot of stuff that you saw, or did you look at it and say, hey, one, maybe two things that we fixed and we're in good shape? Just how deep of a, dive and lengthy was that list of things that you feel like you guys can
There were plays to be made, that's for sure. But then, situationally, we need to expect that they're going to bring pressure, and we need to have better answers. And there's little things that make a huge difference when you're in a tight game like that we just didn't do.
Big, when you talk about having better answers, do you feel the same way about just in general, them putting so many guys in the line of scrimmage, or are you talking more specifically when they bring the pressure?
Both. Both. They're gonna bring pressure regardless. At some looks, they're gonna show it and then not bring it. So you have to have answers built in and just react to it.
And how does Marlon Humphrey not being out there change? I know they've already had a bunch of injuries, but
yeah,
he's a big one too.
He's an extremely key component for that defense. Has been for a while now. You never wish injury upon somebody, but that's a huge part of their defense. A playmaker that kind of moves around and is able to do a lot of things, very versatile. So we're gonna have to see how they adapt and how they're calling the plays based on him not being in there. Obviously, wish him the best and speedy recovery.
Do you think there's a chance that they don't be as aggressive because they don't have their top number guy up?
I wouldn't go there. They're good at their defense. No matter who's in there, Wink's going to call it and call those plays, call those pressures, and expect his guys to execute it.
Pickard, is the uniqueness of this home and home in 3 weeks, does that help?
Yeah, I mean, it's something unlike anything I've ever had before, is coming off the bye and playing the same opponent. So, you're watching a ton of film. You don't want to take that for granted, but we need to know our opponent, which is a division opponent, so we should already, but it's definitely different. And we need to go in there with the same mentality. It's going to be a physical game and have our best game.
Considering where you've been physically this season at times, do you feel good about where you are at this point going into the stretch of the final part of the season?
Yeah, no, I feel confident where I'm at, where we're at, and where we're headed.
Did you feel a renewed energy just this week, just because there is, all your goals are still there, and do you get that mood in the building?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the mentality we went into the last 2 weeks, is we still have everything in front of us, and but now it's crunch time. Everybody's talking about playoffs, but that's when we need to have that, singular focus, block out everything else, and realize that, we need to take care of business one day and 1 week at a time.
Hey, Baker, why'd you pick those causes for your cleats?
I mean, military and supporting children, those are two things that I'm extremely passionate about. Can't exactly pick one and feel good about leaving the other out. So trying to help out as much as I can with things that I'm truly passionate about. And Boys and Girls Club in Northeast Ohio does an unbelievable job. And anytime I can support the military in any fashion, I'm going to try to.